everyone, welcome to our Facebook Live Ask Yann Anything series. So in this Ask Yann Anything series, we are very happy to have our founder Yann here to answer some questions that you would like to find out about beauty, intimacy and longevity. So if you have any questions, and usually some of these questions is a bit hard to discuss with other people, especially in terms of intimacy or relationships, you can always PM us, drop us a message, and we will try to answer as much of these questions for our beloved audience here. Okay, so before we start off, remember to tag 2 of your friends at the comment area below, because we are going to choose a lucky winner to win away our Brazilian OPT hair remover. So if you are the chosen lucky winner, you and your friend will also get the free treatment as well. So 3 of you can actually have very clear skin down there.
So I think a lot of times when we talk about relationship and intimacy, a lot of questions come from, should I get my pubic hair? Should I get rid of my pubic hair? So I think if today you are always interested about relationship, I think you can always try our Brazilian OPT hair removal. Then you will know how does it feel when it's all clear up, okay? Okay, so I think today I heard that there's a lot of interesting questions, and Julia will ask on behalf of all our audience.
Okay, so yeah, basically I have segmentized. Okay, we have questions from the single people, okay, and also some who are married and in a long-term relationship. So let's start with questions from the single people out there, okay? So the first question, and also the questions that is asked the most, is how do I know if he or she is the one? We have so many choices now, especially with the swipe culture. Sometimes you swipe and you notice this guy looks okay. We have been, having coffee for a few times, but how would I know he is the right one, or should I continue swiping? Maybe there is better people,
So I think the direct answer is no. You will not know if that person is the one. Okay, that is the short answer. But the long answer is, it takes time for you to know whether this person is the one or not. Even sometimes, after a long-term relationship of 15 years or 20 years, you suddenly might feel, hey, maybe he is not the one, because people change, right? And we cannot have a certain answer for such an uncertain relationship, right? Relationship is uncertain things. People will change, people will evolve. Sometimes you grow together, sometimes you grow apart. So I don't think you should I think especially women, you want a very certain answer that is he the one. I don't think there will be such an answer. But of course, I always tell a lot of girls, or in a lot of relationship, there are 3 things that you can look into whether this person is compatible with you or not. Okay, number 1 is always chemistry. Okay, I think chemistry in a relationship is really, really important. If you don't have chemistry, means you don't even want to kiss that person, right?
Yes. Actually, that's the rule that I always set to myself. Sometimes when I meet a new person and I'm unsure, sometimes he check all the criteria. Oh, this guy has all the criteria. But when I try imagining myself kissing him, I feel like, oh, cannot. I need to off the lights, means the chemistry is not right.
So I think chemistry is very important in a relationship. So you need to have chemistry in order to be boyfriend and girlfriend, right? So the second one is definitely values. I think if you want to be with this person in a longer term kind of relationship, you all need to share the same values. Let's say you are a career-minded woman. Does this man feel intimidated if this woman is too successful, or he can actually support this woman to be the best of her, the best version of herself? So I think values, and whether this person is a family person or this person actually doesn't want to have children, so these are the values that you want to also get aligned. And I think the third thing is definitely lifestyle. So I think a lot of people get a lot of argument or resentment because of different lifestyle, right? Like for me, I'm a Virgo. I want a person who is clean and good hygiene, okay? If a person who is not good hygiene, it's quite irritating for me, okay? But not for every woman. Some women can tolerate messiness and maybe dirty a little bit more, but I think as a Virgo, I can't really tolerate that lah. And of course, like I said, lifestyle can be also, I'm a morning person, my partner is a night owl. Then by the time I wake up, he is sleeping. So I think this will also create a lot of argument. But of course, again, every relationship are unique, but these are only the guidelines lah. We can also see that a lot of couples who are total opposite lifestyle and value that still can make it work. But I would think if you have aligned values, aligned lifestyle, and very good chemistry, the relationship basically has less challenge.
So although it sounds very simple, that it's just 3 criteria, you see, chemistry, values, and lifestyle.
Okay.
But for me, I feel it's very hard to find someone with all these 3. Even lifestyle also is quite hard, you know, it can compose of different things. So how to find a guy with all these 3 values? It's so difficult.
I think the problem with nowadays women or even men, when they meet someone, they want to tick all the boxes, right? Chemistry and then values, you maybe have 10 values, and then lifestyle you have like 10, right? So there is too many boxes to tick. So I think when you meet somebody, you basically can't judge a person just from the apps. You know, looking at how he write and looking at the photo is hard to judge from an app. So I think having a face-to-face meeting is always good. You will know the chemistry. You will know whether this person's personality got sense of humor or not, and a kind person or a very rude or a very mean kind of person. So I think face-to-face meeting is important. I think sometimes people chat too much on the text.
After to imagine him as another person, right?
So you fantasize this person, but actually it's not real, right? So I think meeting in person, and I also think that you should always start the relationship thinking that you just want to be friends. Yeah, you need to be curious about the other person, right? You want to be friends, you want to get to know the person more, you find the person interesting. So I think I always tell a lot of people, you treat all relationship as short-term relationship until it's proven to be long-term, right? So if you meet the person, just meet, you already think, oh, can he be my life partner or can she be my life partner? Then there's too many boxes to tick.
Yeah, and sometimes you even cancel out this candidate too fast, right?
So maybe there's a lot of hidden potential in a person, right? So, and sometimes people will also change and evolve. So I think you need to give a little bit more time to know the person, whether it really meets these 3 criteria. And I always believe a relationship, there's no shortcut, okay? Although there is an app for you to swipe, but there is no shortcut. Maybe if you have very good chemistry, this person can be your friends with benefit or your F buddy, but whether can this person be your life partner, that will definitely take a longer time.
Okay, so the next question. I think this question, right, relates to me so much.
Oh, really?
Or maybe I am the one who secretly submit this. Okay? So the question sounds like this. I think I am quite good looking and I have a good career. But I don't know why I cannot find a good boyfriend. So are men actually intimidated by my look or my career or the confidence that I portray? It sounds 99.1% like me.
Okay, it really sounds like you. Okay, I think will men be intimidated by your look or your career? I think maybe some men will, and maybe that is the man that you don't want as well. And why are you not able to find a good boyfriend? So what is the definition of a good boyfriend? What do you think is the definition of good
Definition
boyfriend?
of a good boyfriend. Actually, this is a very huge definition. I must be, decent looking, someone who cares for me, and also someone who is at the same intellectual level, so we can communicate and support each other. I think this is very important because Yan and I attended this workshop yesterday, and I heard like some of the women who said like they have given opportunities to their younger employees to take up a senior role, and they are very excited about it. But when they go home to their partner to ask for opinions, their partner often tell them, "Hey, you better not take this." So when they check back, what do your partner work as? So oftentimes these partners are actually at very low, maybe executive or even non-executive level. So probably they are also
Insecure.
Insecure. Yeah, so I think to find someone good boyfriend, as in we are at the same level of intellectual and fun and caring.
I think of course you see there's a wide spectrum when it comes to intellectual, right? This person needs to be at least this intelligent, but you might be this intelligent, right? It's hard for you to need someone to be like equally intelligent as you, but there should be like a minimum. Or if this person can't even understand my dry joke, like then it's like, oh yeah, how every time I need to explain to the person, like no fun, right? So I think the intellectual level, I think to find an intelligent man should not be too difficult. But when you add on criteria in it, that you want it to be good looking as well, and you want it to be rich as well, you want this person to be fun and kind and adventurous, and on top of adventurous, this person must give me security.
My friend always tell me this guy is taken, stop dreaming.
So I think when the list is longer, it's definitely harder to find. Okay. And sometimes you might be finding a white elephant that might not even exist. It just exists in your fantasy, right? So I think more importantly is you need to maybe have like top 3 or maybe at most top 5. What are the most important character or personality that you really think is important to you? Then it's easier. And when you meet this person that meets these 3 or 5 criteria, then it becomes a surprise that, oh, they actually tick more of the boxes, right? So I think when your list is too long, it's definitely not easy. So maybe Julia, you can say what are the top 3 criteria?
My top 3 criteria. Don't need to be super good looking, but I guess decent looking, someone with cleanliness, tidiness. Anyway, I'm working in the beauty industry, so I can help to fix if it's really not good looking.
Okay, that's the benefit of it. Okay.
Yeah, and then secondly, he must be fun.
Okay.
So we must be able to engage in fun activities, laugh and share happy moments. I think that is very important.
Okay.
Yeah, and the last one should be someone who is supportive of what I do. Yeah,
then if you spell it out like this, I find not difficult because you don't need a very good looking person, you need a fun person. So I would think people who are a little bit more adventurous and more outgoing, sporting might be people that you would find interesting, and people who are not intimidated by your character, which is very career-minded woman, I don't think it's difficult as well. Yeah. So, but when you start to add on more lists, then I would think it's more difficult. So I think it's not difficult.
Yeah. So the next million question is, where do I find this guy?
Okay. I think of course the easiest way right now is apps lah, right? Because people who are in the dating apps, they go there with an intention to find the other half, right? And also you can see their profile, you can see their look, and you can choose from so many people. So I think that due to today's lifestyle, we are so busy. I think that will be one of the easiest way, okay? But of course, just now you talk about you like a fun boyfriend, okay?
Yes,
so they are fun. So maybe looking at fun activities, you know, depending on what type of activities that you like. Maybe you like roller skating, I don't know. Then maybe there you will find somebody who like that. Or you like what?
I like hiking.
Hiking.
I like gun shooting.
Gun shooting. So go to these places. These are all, I think, mostly men kind of activities. I'm sure you can find a lot of guys who are there lah. So I think if you say, oh, you go to the bar, then of course you don't get very good quality of men who actually, you know, hang out in the bar, don't really, maybe not active, got beer belly, right? And then not very good lifestyle, spend most of the money in drinking. Then of course you might not find some interesting men there. So I think depending on your criteria, if you like very artistic men, then you go painting, go to all this art gallery and things like that. I'm sure you'll find people who are of that. So be clear with what you want. If you're not clear with what you want, you cannot find. Okay, be clear with what you want.
Okay, yeah. So another question here. Okay, how do I reduce anxiety or nervousness before meeting someone from the apps? Like, you know, probably I start on Tinder or Bumble, and then suddenly this guy just decided to ask me out.
Why want to reduce? I love that. You know, I mean, that first time meeting someone, making your heart beat, your stomach got butterfly feeling. I don't think I want to reduce that. As we age, we don't have that feelings anymore. So I think you just enjoy the moment. Don't think too much. Why are you nervous meeting the person? You should be excited instead of nervous. You know, embrace that emotion. You should be like, oh, accidentally touch the person, you will have that tingling sensation. So I think enjoyed it. You might not get this at my age anymore.
But that is provided I meet someone who I feel attracted to.
Yeah.
But what if the moment, you know, I meet this person and I notice his total opposite of, you know, what he portrays? So there was an incident that I swiped on someone. I went to the restaurant. The restaurant was completely empty except for one table.
Okay.
So there's this guy here.
Okay.
So this guy doesn't attract my attention. So I
Okay.
thought like maybe the guy that I dated is not here yet. Let me go to the washroom.
Okay.
So I was in the washroom. I texted him, "Are you here yet?" He said, "Yeah, I'm sitting right in front of the door." So right, I was looking, you know, think over. Oh my god, it's really him. Check my ex again. Look again. Oh no, it's
So the photo you see in the apps is totally different from the real
it's totally
person.
different.
Okay,
Yeah. So
okay.
he looks because in the photo he's in a professional shirt
Okay.
with short hair, very
Okay.
decent looking.
Okay.
So when I saw him, he was in long hair, untied hair, and then he looks a bit
Messy.
yeah, a bit messy, and he was
okay.
already drinking before I was there. So I was a
Okay,
bit like,
okay.
so should I just ghost or should I still go?
I would think, why do you judge a person even before you talk to the person? Right? I would think you can just be friends. Sometimes because when you meet someone, the first thing you think that, oh, should I sleep with this person or should this person be my life partner? Then it becomes, oh, you know, this person doesn't match my fantasy, you know, like the person that I thought he is. I think first date is too early to judge. Okay, I think just sit down, have a drink and get to know the person, have the curiosity. Hey, why you look so messy now compared to your photos, you know, then maybe he has some very interesting stories to share. And if you find this person not interesting, that's why first date you date during
Lunch
hour. You date tea time where, you know, maybe within an hour or half an hour you can, you know, excuse yourself lah. Then maybe if this person is more interesting, then you can have dinner date and things like that. You can spend more time together. So I think don't judge too early. Sometimes you'll be surprised. I think the men that I dated previously, most of the time, first impression wasn't too good.
And then you transform them.
I think so. I think so. I think there are potential in them. So I think it's possible that this person is more interesting than what you thought he is lah. So don't judge too early.
Okay, alright. So the next question would be, I go on dates and meet a lot of people,
Okay.
but I never seem to attract anyone to be in a relationship with me.
Okay.
Okay, probably the guys that she met only wanted a friend, or you know, something that is not in a long-term commitment basis. So is there something wrong with me, or do I give off the wrong energy or wrong vibes?
It's hard to say because this question is quite general. I don't know what, maybe it's the way you dress. If you are dressing a bit too loud, you make the man feel too intimidated, or maybe the way you behave. I really don't know. But I think how do you attract somebody to be in a relationship? I think again you need to think what type of a partner do you want, right? So let's say you want a person who is very adventurous, right? Just like I said, very fun. But actually you're not a fun person. Then maybe the person will think you're also not fun, right? So I think when you choose someone is also choosing you, right? So you need to also know your kind of strength, your kind of personality are able to attract what type of people, and is this type of people is this type of people someone you like? So maybe let's say I'm a very boring person, okay, but I like a very fun guy, okay. So will the fun guy actually attracted to a boring person?
Most probably, I think less possibility of it.
Right? So then it becomes harder to find, right? So I think you need to review this lah, whether your kind of person will attract what type of person. So let's say, example, I am a very boring person, but I love fun people, okay? Then maybe you want to work on yourself. How can I become more fun so that I can attract fun people? So I think I always believe in working on yourself, because you will vibrate in a different level. Now, example, you say, oh, I want a very fitness person, six-pack, but you are not a fitness person. You don't like to exercise. Then how would that person attract to you, right? So if you want to attract to a person who are very into fitness, then you might want to work on yourself to also, you know, improve your fitness level and things like that, so that you can be vibrating that kind of same energy to attract that kind of people. Yeah,
the law of attraction.
Yeah.
Okay, so one more last question from the single crowd. Okay, I have never been in a relationship before. So how do I separate between dating around and thinking it's a relationship? So probably the guy is sending a wrong vibe. Not sure whether the guy is sending the wrong vibe, but probably the guy is caring a bit more, you know, every morning text her, hey, good morning, remember to take your breakfast, you know,
okay.
are you home yet? So
I don't really understand this. How do I separate between dating and thinking I'm in a relationship? I think that should be quite straightforward, right? If a person is just going out dating and just be friends, and versus you are intimate, I think that should be quite clear. I think maybe what is not clear is I am intimate with this person, but seems like this person is not interested to be in a relationship with me. I think that might be a more confusion lah, right? But if we are just dating, no intimacy, means we are just friends lah, right? But if we already start kissing and hugging and touching each other, then that should be considered a relationship. But whether that relationship, how you define the relationship in these modern times, there's so much of definition.
Yes, you know, kissing sometimes doesn't necessarily mean
You are in a relationship,
correct.
right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that the easiest way, like for myself, wherever I'm confused already, you know, this hug, whether it's a friend
Hug.
or it's something more than a friend hug, I think I would prefer to have a conversation with the guy. You know? It can be very casual, you know, over coffee. Can be like, so actually, who am I to you? Or like, probably he wants to ask me for a second date. You know, then you can date as a friend or date as someone special. You know, you can always be a bit naughty.
I also think it also depends on the chemistry, and also this is how many dates already. So like after first date, people ask you for a second date, you already say, oh, so am I your girlfriend? Wow, I think the person also a bit think, wow, you a bit too fast.
Right?
Okay, so I think you need to know lah. But of course, sometimes if you meet somebody who is like, oh, instant attraction and things like that, then maybe you can talk to the person. But I think if every touch and hug you ask the guy, who am I to you? Who am I to you? I think the guy will get very scared, you know, like this woman okay or not? Why every touch and hug already asked me, you know? So I think, yeah, you can definitely ask if you think that your relationship is up to
At the stage where you're comfortable.
like you're ready to move to the second stage. But I won't think it will happen in like date 1, date 2, even date 3. I think nowadays people too impatient. I have even heard men saying like, oh, within 3 dates, if the lady doesn't sleep with you, then no need to waste time. I think for men as well, you know, it takes a little bit more courtship. Like, it's not like, oh, I date you first date, next date you must be my girlfriend already, and third date you must sleep with me already. I think nowadays men are also very impatient.
I think sometimes it also could be they are still stuck in their working mode. You know, like how when you work, right, it's, you know, KPI achieve, okay, next close. You know, KPI not achieve, okay, I think this project let's abandon. So it does not work that way, okay. Probably it's very effective in work, but in relationship it takes a lot of communication, a lot of courtship, you know, a lot of heart-to-heart talk, connections before you really have the feelings to grow out of it.
I think if you really want a good relationship, you need to put a little bit more effort and a little bit more patience. Not date 1 you do this, date 2 you do this, date 3 you do this. It's not that way, right? And also depending on the person that you're meeting, you know, whether they are comfortable to move that fast, or they want to take it slow, you know. So you got to play along.
Yeah, so I think for the single people, the challenge is how to get into a relationship. You know, the few questions that we just discussed earlier, it's all about how to get into a relationship. So next we are looking into those who are already in married or long-term relationship. Their challenge mostly are, how do I prevent myself from falling out of the relationship? Okay, so let's look at this question. After 5 years of relationship, I don't feel the spark or butterflies in my stomach anymore. Okay, is there anything I can do to look for the spark I first experienced? Yeah, so the anxiety feeling that Yann was mentioning earlier, you know, like the adrenaline rush.
Yeah, so that butterfly feelings you need to appreciate it. Okay? But I still believe like in a long-term relationship, we should still have some mystery, you know, because if everything are so predictable, it becomes very boring, you know. And we human are like that. We want things that we cannot have. You know, if you're there for me all the time, too available, then it becomes, the desire might not be there anymore, right? So I think it's important, especially women. Sometimes women, their life is only their husband or their kids, right? They don't have friends, right? So that's why they are so available to their husband, right? So I think it's good that you also have other passion, right? Whether if you're a stay-at-home mom, you should also have some social life or other hobbies, so that if you want your husband to miss you, you need to be not there.
Need a reason, right?
You need to be not there. If you're there all the time, how will he miss you, right? So you cannot be so available all the time, I feel. Okay.
So there's an old saying that says when you want to maintain a relationship, it's like playing a kite. Sometimes you need to pull, sometimes you need to release. So sometimes you need to be there. Oh, I miss you, let's have dinner tonight. Sometimes you say yes, sometimes, oh, sorry, I have yoga tonight. Why not we meet tomorrow? And let him build the anticipation of missing you and wanting to see you tomorrow.
But of course, we are not talking about playing games, right? I'm not talking about playing games. I'm just talking about if you want to be in a long-term relationship and it's always have that spark. If you are always there and you don't have life, then it's not healthy. I'm just saying that it might not be very healthy that way. So, and of course, I always say that if you always want to have that spark, don't stop seducing your husband, right? Or seducing your partner, right? Because this seduction, flirtation thing will always make your husband or your partner, skip a beat, kind of heartbeat kind of thing, and it will always give you some butterfly feelings when these people react to all this flirtation. I think is still important.
Yeah, and I actually find that it's very attractive when your other partner has got his own hobbies or passion. So for example, I've known this person for 10 years already, and suddenly he tells me, recently I picked up this new hobby, and he started talking about his hobby, the interesting behind, the passion is actually very magnetic. So you also feel like, wow, okay, there's so much passion.
And you also need to be at some distance for your partner to admire you. Example, when you're on stage, when you are in a circle of friends, you stand with your circle and he see you sparks, right? Then that will also give him a chance to admire you. So it's important to also have your own passion and your own life, so that your partner can have that distance to admire you. If you're so close all the time, very hard. Okay.
Okay, so the next question. I'm in a stable relationship, but sometimes I feel the urge to stalk my ex to see how is he doing. Does that mean I still have feelings for him?
Stalk your ex when you're in a new relationship. Okay, why do you want to stalk your ex? Out of curiosity, or you want to make sure he's not as happy as you? Why do you think they stalk your ex?
I feel from my own experience, I feel if I am the one who is being dumped in the relationship, I tend to have the tendency to stalk my ex. I want to see what is he up to, is his life better now without me and things like that. So I felt a lot of times probably it's not me missing him, it's just the ego in me that I want to make sure he is he's suffering a loss.
So I always tell my ex, I wish you happiness, but not as happy as I am. Okay. I think okay, joke aside, I think if you are stalking him, not stalk, like checking on him to see whether he is doing well or not, out of caring, like you care for this person, because sometimes you are with this person for so long, maybe 5 years or 10 years relationship. It's not that after you break up you don't care about that person anymore. If you still care and you go and check, I think it's normal. I wouldn't use the word stalk lah. Okay, stalk means you will check every single thing that he do, like where he go and things like that. Then that might not be very healthy. I think stalking is definitely not healthy, but you're just checking in to see, how he is doing. I think is normal. It doesn't mean that you don't love your current boyfriend as well. It's just that you care about this person. Okay, but definitely not stalking. Even stalking current boyfriend is also not healthy. Okay.
Okay. I do not have a problem with my other half, but occasionally I feel the attraction for people I've just met. Is that normal?
What do you think?
I think it's normal to always, you know, because there's so many people, especially when we are working, you know, sometimes you just see that, wow, this person is so charismatic, you know, it's normal to have some feelings. But what kind of feelings it is, I think that's what matters.
I think it's normal. It's not that we only attracted to the opposite sex, right? Sometimes we also feel very attracted with the same sex, right? Sometimes you look at a woman who is so attractive, carry herself so well, so elegant, classic or whatever, you will also feel attracted. I think finding someone attractive is really normal. But if you start to have fantasy or even sexual fantasy, or you want to take the next move, or you want to take more action or something that might hurt your current relationship, then that might not be very healthy.
Yeah. So
thinking is okay. Like feel so like, you know, like we see K-pop like that. Wow, oppa, so handsome. I think it's normal.
Yeah, sometimes it's just admiration, or I look up to this person because he or she is so capable, or you know, the way they present themselves is so elegant.
But if you start saying things to hurt your current partner, then it's not healthy. It's definitely not healthy. Like you, look at him, he's so good looking. You look at you, blah blah blah. Like you admire a person and criticizing your current boyfriend or your partner, I think that is not very healthy.
Yeah, I think this is actually the next question.
Okay.
You know, there's one of the audience who sent in, how do I stop myself from comparing my relationship to other couples? I think this is something that certain people might have the tendency, especially with social media now.
I always think comparing is not only in relationship. It's in everything. Like example, wow, that person is prettier than me. Then comparing, even like parents comparing their kids, right? So I think comparing is everywhere. I always think people who compare a lot, usually is because they don't know what they want. You know, if you already know that your relationship is what you want, you feel very contented, you usually will not compare, because you know that this is what you want, this is what other people want, so you will not compare. So I think people who always compare is people who are very confused or unsure of what they want. So they see this person do this, they want. They see this person do this, they want. They see this person, they see old couple holding hands, they, wow, I wish I'm like that. Then they see new couple going honeymoon, oh, I wish I can be like that. So like they are so don't have the self-awareness or don't know what they want. So that's why they keep on getting triggers, right? So I think you need to know what you want. If you're not getting what you want, then you should work on that rather than comparing, or you see these people are doing this, why are we not doing this?
Yes, actually it's very true. Like if I know I have a boyfriend who is very fun, you know, very adventurous, and I'm just very happy with that. It doesn't really matter if I see someone who's, you know, very loving, or someone else's boyfriend is very handsome, or buys expensive gifts, because probably that's not what I really want from the relationship.
But if you don't know what you want, you will like, oh, buy gift, I want gift, holiday, I want holiday, you know, anniversary, why you never do for me, my birthday, why you never do for me? You know? So there's so much of this, and because of social media nowadays, we are being exposed to so many things. So you need to be really clear what you want.
Okay, so when we are in a relationship, okay, and you maintain a close friendship with your ex, but your current boyfriend or girlfriend might not like it, how do you think we should approach this scenario? You appreciate your ex as a friend?
I think the first thing you need to ask, why are your current boyfriend not comfortable with your ex-boyfriend? You need to be clear. Maybe your ex-boyfriend is a jerk, right? Or a person who is not very nice. Then of course, if I'm your boyfriend, I want to treat you with respect. But this guy is not treating you with respect. Of course, I don't want this guy to be anywhere near my current girlfriend, right? It can be also because I don't like it, because I feel very insecure. You all always touch each other, hugging each other, and then when you are not happy, the first person you think of is your ex.
Yeah,
and
when you
not
argue,
you.
you text the
Yes.
ex. Yeah.
So you need to know why your current boyfriend doesn't like the old boyfriend. I think a lot of times it's how you handle, you as the person, how you handle. If every day you come here and complain your ex-boyfriend so not good, so not good, so not good, then you still be friends. Of course your boyfriend will be like, why you want to be friends with this person? And if it's insecurity, then I think you need to be more clear of the boundaries. Maybe if hugging your ex-boyfriend makes your boyfriend feel so uncomfortable, maybe you shouldn't hug, right? You should respect your current boyfriend. Don't hug or don't kiss. I don't know. Maybe some people think, I don't, nothing what,
Yeah.
So you need to also respect your current boyfriend. So I think it is not a clear-cut thing that your current boyfriend don't like. It's just that what triggers it. Insecurity, or the way you behave, or that man is not a good person to be around. So there might be a lot of reasons, and you need to find out the reason why.
Okay. How can I stop romanticizing drama? Okay, from TV about my love life. God, I think this is, how every woman loves drama, but most of the guys around me, they tell me, no, I don't watch drama. It's too fiction. The guys are doing too much, spoiling the market. But women who like to watch drama, we like to imagine ourselves as the actress getting, all the love.
I also go through this stage actually, because from a very young age, I actually love watching all this drama. I think the old times I watched the Taiwanese, so dramatic, keep on crying, I want to die kind of things to have this very, very big love, right? And then of course nowadays you have all these Hollywood movies as well. They're also
the Korean dramas,
too romantic kind of thing, which is not realistic. So I think all movies are very entertaining, okay? And we need to be able to differentiate what is fiction and what is reality, okay? Every time you see all these movie where somebody want to die, somebody came on in
just
the right time,
and
I kill myself, then somebody come and rescue. Usually people who kill themselves, nobody know after 2 days. So don't believe all this sort of fiction. Or even like you are crying, that's all the meal will come and comfort you or come and rescue you. I think that is all fiction, okay? That is for the purpose of entertaining, people make it this way. So I think how not to over romanticize.
Or is there a guideline for us to refer to? What is,
I will think don't watch all this drama at too young. Yeah, because if you are after the age of 18 or 21, you already somehow know what is real and what is not real. But if you start watching it at the age of 7, imagine, right? Watching Beauty and the Beast, you're watching Cinderella and things like that. Then of course,
every guy will be too far away.
Yes, then you will be living in this fantasy, right? So you only fantasize all these romantic scene and romantic guy, and no man can achieve that. No man. Okay, so don't do that. I think if you are already an adult like my age, we already got younger lah. We the guys like that. So we already learn through our reality that this is not real. So how to do that? I think don't watch too much at a too younger age lah. When you are more matured already, maybe you can differentiate better. But I have also seen women at the age of 40 or 40 plus, not married, and every day watching K-drama.
Because she needs love.
Every day watching K-drama and still fantasizing this oppa that will not happen, and she doesn't go dating apps, she doesn't go out and meet people, but she only watch a lot of K-drama after work,
I see.
which is really not healthy.
So for people like this, maybe I think the society always define like the right age to get married is around 30. But if let's say for women nowadays, you know, being single at 30, 40 actually is still it's quite common. So is it necessary to be worried about getting married if you're still single at the age of 30, 40?
I also think this also depending on what is your goal in life. I think if you want to have kids, of course, getting married by the age of 30 is quite wise lah, right? Because women after the age of 35, you might have higher risk when it comes to pregnancy. I mean, that is ideally, right? So if you already know that you want to have kids, then of course you know, at the age of 25, you already want to spot the right man. You wouldn't want to sleep around, flirt around. Then by the time you're 35, you just realize, oh, so you know, why am I not married yet? Why I don't have kids? Because what you want and what you do, it's not. You know, what you do is not actually the goal that you want, right? People who actually wants to enjoy their youth and things like that, maybe they doesn't want to have kids, or maybe they don't want to have kids at such an early age. Of course, with today's technology, if you want to have fun but you also want to have kids, you can always freeze your eggs also, right? So you need to be very clear with what you want. So I think if you say, I actually doesn't want the conventional way of getting married, getting kids, then it's okay. If even you're at 40, you're still not married. But I have seen people who are at their late 30s in a long-term relationship. They already like dating for more than 10 years, but they doesn't want to get married because they don't plan to have kids. So all about what you want. Like I say, if you know what you want, the surrounding people, whatever they say, don't really affect you. But I think when you feel stress and pressure, it's because you yourself actually wants to get married.
Yes, and you're not meeting the right person.
Yes, and you're still not meeting the right person. That is why you feel very stressed. So I think if you really want to meet someone, then you need to put effort. Go out and meet people. Tell all your girlfriends that, okay, if you spot a good man, I want to open up my opportunity. I own the opportunity to just meet these people. I think you will find someone. But a lot of people, I want to get married but not putting effort. They are staying at home. They are not in the apps. They are not going out and meeting people. Once they go for a bad date, they feel like, oh, very waste time, waste energy. No, it doesn't work that way. It's like when you're looking for a good career, same thing, right? You need to go and search what are the good companies that you want to join. You go through interview. Sometimes even you go to the place to work for 3 months, you find it, oh, it's not what you think. You need to change again. So I think everything is effort. There's no such things that I suddenly met a Prince Charming. That is in fantasy or in K-drama.
A lot of my friends or even myself, you know, every time we talk about this topic, you know, it's always like, where to meet this guy? So I think it's a very good hint that Yann just shared with us. Okay, you can look for these guys at places where you share your same hobbies. Okay, whether it's outdoor activities or it's painting or anything, places where hobbies resonates. Or even if, let's say, you're someone who loves learning, someone who is very career oriented, probably you can also meet guys like this at some of the seminars,
workshops,
you know,
and I can tell you, most of these seminars and workshops are more men than women. You go golfing, 90% are men. Okay, so I think women are not putting enough effort in looking. Of course. Maybe they are looking at the wrong places as well.
Yeah. Okay, so our last question for today. How do I navigate my relationship if I make more money than my husband?
What do they mean by navigate the relationship?
Probably to manage their husband's feelings or ego, or I think for myself, I used to date someone who is making less money compared to me. So sometimes when I share too much about, hey, I tell you today I closed a big sales, today my boss praised me, I'm so excited to share what happened at my work place. And then I noticed that he is being very quiet. So probably he's also happy for me, but he feels intimidated that, she's doing so much better.
I think also depending on which stage of life. Okay, like Julia, very young, right? Now you're earning more than your boyfriend doesn't mean in future he will not earn more than you, right? So I think depending on which stage of life. And in life, there are so many ups and downs, right? Sometimes, let's say you marry a very rich man and suddenly he become bankrupt or, fail business. Then what happened? Does that mean you want to leave this person? It is not that, right? So I think, of course, managing finance is also a tough things to discuss. And in a relationship, many people don't discuss this enough. So I think it's really not about who earning more, it's how you communicate, right? If you are earning more and you are disrespecting your partner,
then it's very
then bad. Of course it's bad, right? Imagine your boyfriend is earning more and he's being very mean to you and disrespect to you. Will you appreciate that? You will not, right? You wouldn't want to be with this person as well. I think when it comes to finance, it's all about respect and of course sometimes also about boundaries. Like if he's earning less, should I support him? Right? It's also another question, right? There are also career-minded women who earns way more than the husband. Then is it wise to have the husband to become a house husband? Well, all this needs to be communicated, and it's always two parties' consent, right? You earn more money, but I want to force my boyfriend or husband to become a house husband. If he doesn't willing, then you cannot force lah, right? Yes. Even your husband is earning way more than you, he wants to force you to become a housewife. It also needs your consent, right? Are you willing to sacrifice your career and become a housewife taking care of the kids? So I think these are the things that you should communicate. I think it's not difficult. I think people are just not talking about it. Like example, if you want to ask your husband, do you think it's wise that that our kids are still young, that now you can focus at home more, so that I can build my career, because at this stage of life I have a lot of opportunity, right? And maybe later stage of life you want to be more toned down, then he find that he wanted to build his career. It's possible also. So I think when it comes to finances, there's so much up and down, and it should not be like today who earn more. It should always be how do we communicate at these circumstances, right? It can be because of stress, because of kids, because of elderly, right? Maybe you have a sick parents at home. Maybe someone needs to sacrifice their career to take care of the elderly. So these are the things that you really need to communicate.
Yeah, and I think finance shouldn't be the only aspect where we look into when we are looking into
a relationship.
A relationship or man. It's like probably some people will say, oh, you judge how successful the man is through his finance, you judge how successful a woman is through her looks. Actually, it's not true. There's so many other things, probably his personality, his patience, and there's a lot of other good things about a person that you can emphasize, not just on the finance part. So if let's say we, the women, are making more money, we can also give the man more security by highlighting the other things that he's doing really, really well. Probably he's someone who really has patience and care for the elderly.
A good dad.
A good dad, and something
good to your parents. These are also very important qualities. But I think nowadays, of course, when we are talking about this, we are not talking about the jerk that don't work and drink and whatever at home, beat the wife, and then even have adultery. We are not talking about that type of man, okay? That type of man, please go, run, okay? We are not talking about that type, okay? We are just talking about decent men. Maybe they are not as financially not as well-to-do as you at this current stage. Because like I say, finances can go up and down, right? So I have also heard people who say, I cannot find a boyfriend. I say, why? I need to find a boyfriend who is richer than me. I say, your criteria of boyfriend is only this, like richer than you. I said, if that is the only criteria, easy. There are a lot of widow men, 80 years old, that are very rich also, right? They also need companion. If you don't mind, if your only criteria is money, okay? But actually, a lot of times it's not the money, it's the character, the personality of a person, whether it's compatible to you or not. Okay, but of course, again, a relationship is an art. There's no formula to it. Whatever we discuss today are of course from our experience talking to people and our experience through maybe reading some books, etc. So you can take it for reference, but not blindly. I don't want to be responsible if your relationship has a problem. Okay?
Yeah, so I think every relationship is a story by itself. So you write your own story, you edit your own story to the way you like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have come to the end for this series, Ask Yann Anything about modern relationship. So thanks for watching, and if you haven't tagged your friends, please tag 2 of your friends in the comment area. And if you are the lucky one, we will announce the lucky winner to win OPT Brazilian hair removal treatment for yourself and your friends. So for next series, in another 3 weeks time, we will be talking about longevity. So if you have anything that you want to ask us about longevity, you know, how to age gracefully,
how to live up to 100 years old,
yes,
how to still have
sexually
be sexually active, still look good, right? That you still can be active, you know, mentally sharp and things like that. Yeah, we will talk about longevity if you have any questions.
Yeah, please send in your questions to us. Okay, thank you and have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.